Hello again, you beautiful people of YouTube. We are back again with another 30 Designs logo challenge, and today we're going to be talking about ping. Ping! That's fun, right? Well, they all look a little similar, but what's important is that they're all a little different too. So let's dive into that and talk a little bit. I'll see you on the other side. Did I lose you? You made it to the other side. Good, good. Thank goodness. So before we jump into the madness of the logo, I just want to slow it down and just talk about some of my methodology when going through this one. So I have two fonts on the side here. First one being Kokun Pro, and then the second one is Adele PE, and I've italicized it. And that first one, Kokun Pro, is sort of a Skype bubbly letter feel. Going along with their image and wanting to be like a Skype or a Slack. And then the second one is sort of going a little bit off the reservation of where everybody is nowadays with the whole sans serif. This one is serif, and it's also italicized, and it gives it that feeling of moving forward. And then next to underneath the fonts there on the side, which maybe you can't see at the very moment, is my color palette. So those are the colors that I want to use for this. Staying away from the standard red, blue, yellow, green, and kind of changing the hues a little bit. So we've got a more of a deep orange and a brighter green and some light blues or light purples. And even the font itself is not actually black. It's just a really dark blue. And just playing around with that a little bit. So now we're going to jump into it. So as you see here, I added a little exclamation point at the end, and instead of using just a regular dot at the bottom, a little point, I used a message bubble, or what looks to be like a message bubble. And then I have a couple colors for the exclamation point, depending on how they want to see it, or maybe the features are different colors. So say the group messaging is the orange one, and then whatever else, maybe the blue or the purple. And then the second one there is just another playfulness with the message bubble itself, but being the dot over the I instead of an exclamation point. And then here I'm using that more of a Skype font, doing the same kind of thing over the I. And then I thought, oh, you know what? The G has a space in the middle. Why don't we fill that with the message bubble? And that could be the logo. It could be as simple as that. It's just a word with a little message font, because they are a chat feature. And then again, we can use the different colors to distinguish between certain businesses that they have or different features that they want to highlight. So like, Ping Mexico is orange or something. I don't know, just something crazy. I can't even think of anything at the moment. But you could see that with other companies. They use different colors for different features. And here you'll see there's going to be some trouble, and I'm laughing because it took a long time to do this, and I thought it was going to be a simple logo, and it just blew up. I just thought way too much about it, got out of hand. I wanted to do, if you notice here, how Slack does that, the transparency between colors in their hash mark logo. I really like that. There's something about it. I just love the colors coming together. And I really wanted to do something with that. It wasn't coming together the way I wanted it to come together. And it eventually did. It eventually kind of comes together, but I still didn't figure out maybe I was using the wrong shapes, because, Slack uses a hash mark. So it's distinguishable between the shapes. These, as you can see at that top one, it's kind of like they're squares, but it kind of just looks like a blob, and I'm not super happy with it. But maybe there was some other shapes I should have used. Like that bottom one, I actually did like that one because it's almost like abstract art. It means what you want it to mean. I didn't really have any meaning behind it. I just said, hey, let me just put some of these shapes, different shapes together to give it some more distinguishing features. And I kind of liked it as their logo. Like, okay, so we've got, as an icon, so we've got ping, and then they've got these shapes. Like, what could it mean? Just keeps people thinking about it. it doesn't mean anything. It could mean something to the client. It doesn't mean anything to me. And they could say, they could come back and say, hey, I really like this, but I would love to see X instead of Y. So sometimes you just got to play outside the sandbox and see what you come up with. So those top two, I use them in this, but I don't feel strongly about them. The colors are a little off to me. It didn't feel right. I'd rather do that third one with the abstract shapes. And with this logo here, I think this is the final one. I wanted to put the chat box type of icon within just a box outside of it, give it a negative space feel. So like, okay, we've got this box, and then within the negative space is a chat box. And I liked it. I think it looks kind of cool. You can just see me kind of struggling to figure out what this chat box should look like. I should have just left it this way. I know you'll see in a second right there. I shrink it down a little bit. I think I should have just left it more of a square. But what I did see with more of this circle shape is that it looks like a P. So you'll see that I'll put ping next to this top one, this purple one, and then I'll use for the orange one just the ing, using that icon as the P itself. All right, there it is, the ping logos. And just a few options for these, different colors, different shapes, different sizes. And then we have a couple bonuses, and the thought there was, it being a communication app or service where those dots kind of going from the I to the G, to me, it gives me that sense of communicating, a back and forth. There's something moving from one place to another. So that was the thought behind those, and then just a couple options for that. So drop a comment and let me know which one you like the best. And until next time, go out there and make some beautiful logos.